Yeah, oh, you got, okay, great. I see your cake things. Got this.
Oh, I tried also too much.
We got this, and we got some tiny margarine cakes as well.
The caramel and chocolate ones are too much.
It's some people have design sprints or stand-up meetings. It's at startups. We have Cookie Skype.
Cookie Skype.
Whoa, Cookie Skype.
Have cookies.
Gangnam Cookie Skype.
Skype.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. So.
Emoji cookie.
Oh, that's good. It's good. It's just kind of. So, Ulrik, we haven't done a behind-the-scenes video for a while now. This could. I mean, we're gonna do one now with a mouth full of cookies. I don't know how much. Yeah, we'll probably just is there a straight to Facebook button here or a straight to YouTube button live? Yeah. No. This meeting is about a design problem, or not a problem, man. A challenge that we're having in conductors. Situation, right? Do you wanna, Baz? Do you wanna set it up
Okay.
just for the people watching this, I guess, if we're gonna release it. Sure. Ulrik knows, but just a minute.
So we have the depot where we need to pick some trains, obviously. We're trying to figure out how to get the depot as part of the progression in the game. So some of the ideas we're kicking around is having a tiny depot to begin with, a really shitty one, it's like a shed out in a field somewhere. Maybe there's not enough room for trains in there. And that kind of limits your ability to get new trains. So if you've got a small depot, you're out of room. You got to upgrade your depot, spend money to do it. So is that part of the progression? Should the depot change over time? Probably should, because it's part of, it seems quite fun.
I mean, we did.
But you want that you could pay money to get more room in your depot?
Exactly. Yeah, maybe.
So okay.
So what do you do if you get a train unlocked but you don't have room for it in your depot?
Yeah. Maybe it's just lost, and so that's your motivation to get a bigger depot. Here's the train you could have had. Well, tough shit.
So first of all, I just want to back up one second before we dive into that. Ulrik, we didn't talk about this earlier, but we kind of changed it. I don't want to call it a depot anymore. I think we should call it HQ. I don't think no one wants to go to the depot. I think it should be called HQ, and that also changes the whole design philosophy about the place. It is your little place. It's obviously very much inspired by Transport Tycoon and having your little place, a little physical manifestation, and it opens up some possibilities. I think the biggest question that we need to ask is, should this place be purely cosmetic, or should it somehow tie into the progression, or should it do both of those things and also have a gameplay changing mechanic or somehow?
And because if we call it HQ, we can totally put a lot more stuff in there.
Yeah. But
didn't belong in the depot.
Yeah, exactly.
Just closing the door.
Okay. But I think Baz nailed it with his latest, the latest rendering that you did. I think that's the view we want. I think that's cool. So my idea, one idea that we discussed is, at one end of the spectrum, we could it's called HQ. It's still inside a depot, right? But it's not this concept does not tie it at all to any. It doesn't give you anything to add. It's just purely cosmetic, right? But what the idea is that when you start out, you don't. I'm thinking most people won't actually go in and take a look at the HQ the way we've structured the first world right now. When you come in, you play the first couple of levels, and then you get a new train at the end of that level. And then I think that's fine. There's a good flow. You get the train, and then you see the HQ. I mean, and the first version of the HQ could be that is literally just a shed with a single track. And your existing train is on that track, the one that you've been playing with for the first level. And then that single shed and that single track upgrades because you're getting number 2 train. so you go in, you see how it looked. I mean, maybe you've taken a peek and clicked the button. Maybe you haven't, but now you see how it looked, and it says poof, and then it goes to stage 2 of the HQ with another track. Maybe there's 2 or 3 tracks, I don't know. And then the new train rolls in. So with this concept, we create maybe 4 or 5 stages of the HQ, which has consecutively larger, more room. You don't have to buy anything, you can't spend money in there. It just kind of happens when you unlock more trains. It's like a visual indicator of your progress and of the amount of trains you have available to choose from, because obviously you're a bigger industrial magnet. You're ruling the world if you have 5 or 6 trains, and your depot will obviously, or your HQ will reflect that somehow. That's one idea that doesn't involve any new systems at all. It just involves a lot of Blender work, obviously, and it doesn't involve a system. It involves a system that keeps track of how many trains you have and then show that visual. What do you think about that idea?
Yeah, I'm not sure how keen I am on the, like, it seems a bit random that your depot just upgrades itself to make more room, like,
yeah.
Then what is the point of that? Why don't you just, like, I think you can just start with a big depot that is very empty, and you can also see, like, okay, I need to fill something in here. I think the other way can be confusing if there's, like, maybe if there's 3 tracks, you think there's only 3 possible things you can have there.
Point taken. Mm-hmm. So I want to just argue another concept on the other end of the spectrum, because I think one of the problems that we're trying to address in the game is coins right now. The money that you're earning is very boring because you only use them to unlock new worlds. And ideally, obviously, they'll be a little more exciting once we have newer and more distant worlds that cost a lot of money. But still, you can't really impact the progression in any real way. You can't really do anything. So by not, like, we could use the HQ and the upgrades inside the HQ and leverage that somehow, that desire to upgrade it, to give real impact to the progression. So that maybe, like, an example could be, you have level 1, maybe it has 1 track, maybe it has all the tracks. That I'm not gonna grandstand that. That's fine, but it's still shit. It still looks like shit. It's like made from crappy metal, and there's like garbage in there, maybe some chickens or whatever. Like there's like a pig sleeping in one corner. Like, it's not a great place, right? But it's very much your HQ. I want people to be like, is this my HQ? Like, I can't run a business from here. So that's, but my idea is then that you could use, maybe you could use coins to upgrade the place.
To upgrade the HQ.
To upgrade the HQ. And in turn, not just for cosmetic reasons, but because that would, maybe when you upgrade to stage 2 of the HQ, you get double the amount of coins when you pick up a passenger. Like, it actually gives you a reward in the game that changes progression. That it has, like, it's a double-edged sword. It has 2 benefits. One benefit is that now we can use coins for more than just unlocking worlds, and 2, like, you have now it's more of a choice as well. Like, should you pay to unlock a new world? Should you pay to unlock some sort of compounding addition to your arsenal inside of your HQ? It's not just a visual thing. It actually, there's a little bit of strategy to it.
It's made spending your coins more strategic. Like right now, it's just like once you have enough, you can progress.
Yeah. So that I mean, but it's pretty linear. It's not like super exciting. It's just like 4 or 5 stages of the HQ, but it could add just a little bit of something. And I don't know if, I mean, the easy solution there would be like times 2, times 3, times 4 amount of coins. Like, you go to stage 2, it's times 2. Go to stage 3, it's times 3. I don't know.
I wonder if we turn the HQ into the gift screen as well, so the gifting happens inside there. So it's unified, right?
I actually tried to do something like that at some point. That didn't really work out.
No.
I think. Again, I'm taking the project manager hat on right now, which is this cat here.
Cat Fez.
The cat Fez, the cat project manager hat. Can I not double click myself? I want to see myself. We only have you as an enormous pitch. I'm just taking the project manager hat on, and I don't think we should. Yeah, I think we should keep the gifting screen as is. I don't want to add too much. I'm already kind of nervous about this whole, like, we're changing the depot to the HQ. I think it's worthwhile, and I love the stuff that you've made. I just I want to not change as many systems as possible. And I kind of like it. I like it's in this weird color rainbow thing, and you pop out the packaging, and the train comes down. It's silly, and it's in a good way.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I would change about it is that I'd actually have the train stop and then have some information at the train there, so I have to confirm to move on.
Yeah.
But other than that, I actually like the.
I think we should
as it is.
Let's revisit that later. But I think a really cool thing would be to So back to the question. Let's go back to this discussion about the HQ. Like, so what do you think, like, about this whole thing? Like, I've presented two sort of spectrum, two edges of the spectrum. One is just cosmetic, happens automatically. It's just a thing that manifests itself somehow. And then the second one, it actually has an impact. You have to spend money on it. What do you?
I like that you can spend coins in the game to upgrade your depot. I think that's fun, and it makes you feel like you have your own place in the game, like that's your home, and you can like slightly modify it, like it's a bit customizable in that you can upgrade it. But it needs to tie in with the game, like it needs to have some kind of impact on the game. Maybe it can work with just like doubling the amount of coins you get, or I don't know, unlocking something new in the game, so that like when you've completed all the levels in the game, you don't want to still have the original HQ because there was no reason to upgrade it.
Yeah. But I mean, the simple solution then is to give you more coins, like, for upgrading, right? So the multiplying the coins, and that also changes the curve, the progression curve a little bit, because that would actually enable us to make like worlds that you can unlock that costs like a lot of money, and it would be completely unreasonable for anyone to actually try and unlock them if they hadn't sunk some money into the HQ, which I kind of like. Yeah. It's a super simple system, and maybe it's times 2.
One problem we do have right now is that in the game right now, grinding for coins is not very fun.
No, that's true.
Like completing levels you haven't completed yet, that's the fun part. Doing them again just to grind up coins, not very interesting.
Well, you're supposed to grind for different hats. So getting more coins is kind of like a side thing, right?
Yeah, but getting coins doesn't become a side thing when you need it to progress in the game.
No, that's why.
Right now it's designed so that when you have almost completed one world, you have enough coins to go to the next just by completing each level one time.
Yeah, and this is where we need to be clever, because this all comes down to progression. And I think the difference here is, first of all, from the system that we have right now, it's fine, but I think we need to design it in a way that you have more options, more branches that you could go down. So maybe the first world you complete, maybe you have the option of unlocking 2 different worlds, and you can kind of like, you could purchase one, complete one level, and then...
Now, because right now, when you complete the tutorial world, you get to the first world. Already the first world has 2 levels you can play from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you have a track of 2 levels. And when you've completed 3 or 4 levels, then you can unlock the next world.
Yeah. And that's
that also has 2 tracks.
Yeah.
And when you've completed 3 or 4 levels, you can unlock the next again.
Yeah.
So, like, actually you can be in a state where you have 6 different levels that are ready to play.
Yeah.
And it's very much not to get people stuck in, like, if the difficulty gets too high, if there's just one level that they cannot beat. Like, we rather want them to play another level than to just, like, get frustrated.
Exactly, and I want that philosophy to permeate throughout all of the levels and throughout all of the things. But I still think that you could do that in a situation where levels or worlds that are far out are still very expensive. So you don't grind for them, but it would be a good idea to have upgraded your HQ fairly early. I don't know.
If I don't.
There might. If you don't, then you're fucked.
then suddenly I have no coins and I cannot beat any of the levels I'm at, and the next world is super expensive.
But why would
the only way is to grind old boring levels.
Yeah, I agree. But how do we solve that, right? I mean, how do we solve that? Because
then we need some kind of endless game mode.
Finally, thank God, can we all agree that there should be a survival mode? It's just such a no-brainer for me.
I'm still wearing the project manager hat.
Come on, you know, like it's you get so much for free. How long can you survive in a level? Like it's fairly trivial, no? Compared to a lot of things we could do to add.
But is it trivial, right? I've seen how we designed the levels.
Yeah,
we hide the trains underneath ground. We can't just have them spawn automatically.
No, but it doesn't need to be about trains coming in infinitely. How long in time can you survive on the trains you've got?
And it goes faster and faster.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, the existing trains go faster and faster.
Yeah.
That would be like insane mode.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it's great, and it doubles the playability of the game.
No, I agree that something like that would be really cool, but I'm just getting tired of thinking about how to do the UI for it.
Why? How's it different?
I don't. How does it impact overall progression? How do I change the mode?
Why is it in the world?
Yeah, why is it in the world? Does it even like things like that, right? I'm not saying that from a gameplay mechanics point of view, it's fun and good and creates more content. I just don't know
if it's just a UI problem. It's standing between us and
it's not a UI game. Well, it's not a UI problem. It's also a narrative.
It's a game design problem.
Yeah,
sure.
Like it's not super straightforward to fit a survival mode into the existing game. But I think we should think about it, like what could be possible to do.
Yeah, but I think we completely sidetracked, who goddamn intended this whole conversation about the HQ. it's like you start pulling at one little thread. It's like, oh, we're talking about this thing here, and like the whole ball just comes on for
making games.
Yeah, it's making games. Look,
let's make a game about cars instead of trains.
Great. Let's just drop the whole idea about trains. I'm not into it anymore.